Hi, this is Jody from Poppywinkle, and I've been experimenting with some completely new ideas of ways to use my embossing machine. Now, if you don't have an embossing machine, keep watching because I got a brand new one for Christmas from one of my clients, and I'm going to give my old one away at the end of this video. I'll let you know how to do that. So my first brilliant idea was to try to make what looked like homemade paper with the flowers pressed in it. So I got some of this kind of paper. I think it has a lot of cotton in it, maybe. It's the kind of thing when you cut it, it's got these fibers. But I thought maybe that would be thick and soft enough to take in the flowers, because I ran them through the embossing machine to try to press them in, and it totally flattened them. I just glued them on first with a tiny little bit of glue. I glued them on and then ran it through the embossing machine, and it doesn't really look like it's a part of the paper. It just looks like it's on top, but it definitely worked. I was shocked that it didn't break these up at all. But the other thing I wanted to try, you're never satisfied with the first try. I'm going to try it this time, and I'm going to try to put a piece of tissue over it before I run it through the embossing machine. And I'm not sure if I said this, but I didn't put it in a folder or anything. I just used the embossing machine and then the little plates you have, and I didn't try to put any texture in it. I was just trying to use it to meld the whole thing together. But anyway, so here's again some already pressed. These were pre-pressed flowers and dried, and I just glued it on lightly, and I'm going to try to put some glue on tissue, or some Mod Podge on tissue paper. We'll see if that has a prayer. Oh, it does kind of work. Okay, I wasn't even sure if this would work. So Mod Podge onto the tissue paper. I've got little threads in there. Let's see. And I thought instead of trying to Mod Podge over those delicate flowers, I would try to put it on the tissue paper. And that seems to be working, except for my crappy brush. All right, so straighten it out. And then just place this on top. And press. All right, so what we're going to have to do is wait for this to dry. And at the end of the video, I will run this through my embosser and see what we get. I've seen people do ink with embossing folders, and I wanted to try that using drywall tape because I love this stuff. It's got such a great texture. It's really inexpensive at the hardware store, and I use it for so much stuff. So anyway, for this one here, I took ink and just rubbed it like this on the part that sticks up. So there's a stick-up part of the embossing folder, and there's an indented part. So on the stick-up part, I just went like that and rubbed it, and then I put my drywall in. No, this way. I put my drywall in, and then ran it through the embossing folder like that, and then the ink impressed itself into the drywall tape. You can't really see the indentation here, but all those little blue things are indented like a letterpress, and it looks so cool. I love it. It looks great. Now this one I just put it through the embossing folder without any ink, and then on the risen side, I just took the ink pad and rubbed it over. so the protruding part, I rubbed the ink over and it took it that way. And they sort of look the same on camera, I think, but they look very different in person. One of the things that drywall is good for is it makes great pockets. So here's one I did and made a pocket, and this is vellum. Here I did the letterpress indented on vellum and used that as a background for this page. I found out that I really love the clear ink because it changes the color, but it's still a version of the same color. So it makes it darker. And that's what I did on all of these. And again, I put the ink on the protruding side, this part that sticks up, and then kind of letterpressed it in. And this is just cardstock. So I had colored cardstock in pink, green, and purple, and just used this same ink on all of them and got these effects, which I love. This one, I've just put through the embossing folder, plain, with no ink, and again, I rubbed it up on the side that sticks up. So here, all these colors are lower, and here, all these colors are higher. And I also tried it on some vellum, which gives it a really nice glassine kind of vibe. So I like that too. Here I really went out on a limb. I put some paper clips around, and I didn't use an embossing folder. I just put it in with my little plates. But as I started to crank it through, it felt like I was breaking something. And so I stopped, but I really like how it looks. It makes me want to put all sorts of things in there, pennies and dimes, but I think I have to figure out a way to not destroy my machine, because here we got a paper clip imprinted into one of my plates, and same here. It made some, I don't know, made some marks. So I think I was wise to stop that little experiment. But I'm not done. I'm going to try this. Here I used an embossing folder on some fake leather I made, some faux leather, and made this little belly band flip here. You can't really see the embossing, but it's definitely there. And that turned out really well. I have a video about how to make the faux leather. I'll link to that. And here I put some free paint chips from the hardware store through the embossing machine in a little flower folder and embossing folder, and then I turned that into pockets. For this little matchbook notebook, I just used some cardstock and I inked it and did the letterpress kind of thing where the ink presses in. But the problem was my page was longer. What I needed was longer than my embossing folder. So I've never seen anybody talk about this, but the way to remedy that is you just put your paper through and emboss however far it'll go. I didn't use ink on this one. And then to make the other side, you can just feel where it goes. There you go. You can just feel where it fits in. And so you just turn it around and then do the other side. So there it is, done on the top and bottom, and the pattern is completely uninterrupted because I was able to tell where to put it. it wasn't hard to line up because you can just feel where it goes. So that way you can make things as long as you want. Here's an idea I have given up on. I had one of these gelatos. I don't know what it is, kind of a chalky, pastel-y kind of thing. And I took out my brayer and I covered the whole thing with the gelato. And then again, I used my embossing folder with the bumpy side up, and I ran this over the embossing folder to cover all the protrusions, and then I ran it through the embosser, and this is what it looks like. It was all clumpy and not really attractive. And then I even tried it again thinking, well, maybe if there's less of it. And yeah, so that one didn't work so well. So you cannot try that idea. I've saved you the trouble. I did try paint. I mixed these two together because I wanted a soft color, and put them on a flat surface and just rolled this on until it was covered. And I put it on both sides of the embossing folder. So I put it on the raised side and the lower side. And then I put my cardstock in. And so this is the indented side. And so the paint went into the indentations, but not evenly and not nicely. But this side actually looked better. This is on the bumpy side. And so the paint went in the background instead of on the bumps. So I like that side better. But still not great, not good coverage. But that might be an idea I'll try again somehow. I like to share my bad ideas because I know that somebody watching this is going to think, well, that didn't work, but if you did it this way and this way, then it would work. So I know that my bad ideas can spark somebody else's good ideas. That's why I like to share everything. Anyway, this is a 3D embossing folder, and I put a piece of blue cardstock through it and got this. And then I tried on the raised side, the side that comes up, I inked over it with some green. So I just went like this on the bumpy side, and then I put the blue through, you know, and ran it through the thing, and then took it out, and then I took the result, which had green in it at this point, and then ran this over the top, a blue, and so all the bumps picked that up, and so I got this. So it was kind of like I inked it once as I was embossing it, which put the green in there. And then afterwards, I put the blue over top to add a second color, which I thought that turned out gorgeous. It's just so hard to show the depth of which way everything's going. But anyway, that was a good one. I like that. And I turned that into a little pocket. Okay, so here is my pressed flowers with the decoupaged tissue paper over top of it. It is super dry. I actually took a break because I didn't think it was dry enough to run through this thing. And I tested it, and it's going to take all of my plates that come with the machine plus a piece of folded up cardstock, I think, to get this to press. So here we go, the moment of truth. You just want to be able to put it through, and you know it has pressure, but not forcing it. And I usually do it twice. Ooh. 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 that kind of worked. That kind of worked. It's obviously a part of the fabric of the paper. Yes. Yes, I'm going to say that's a go. Okay, so here's the fun part. This is my embosser that I have used all these years, my Tim Holtz Sizzix Sidekick, and it is fabulous and has gotten me through a lot of fun projects, and I don't need it anymore since I've got a new one. And it comes with the plates, all the plates. It comes with some embossing folders, all the directions, and the Sidekick. And if you like my video and leave a comment, I am going to, 10 days from now, I'm hoping that's going to be May 1st, if I get it up tomorrow. May 1st, 2024. If in 10 days your comment is closest to the number I now have in my head, I'm going to comment back and say, hey, you won this, and give me your address, and I'll give you my email, and you can send me your address, and I'll send this out to you, because we got to share the love, right? So good luck, and I hope you win it, and thanks so much for watching. Hey, and if you have any suggestions for these experiments, or any ways that you know of using an embossing machine that I haven't thought of, do let me know, because I love to experiment. So thanks again. Bye.